James has always considered his life to be quite stable. Office work, dinners at home, rare trips with my wife to the theater or nature. His wife, Emily, seemed to be his mainstay. Gentle, caring, a little absent-minded, but sincere. Or at least that's what he thought. The doubts came unexpectedly. James noticed minor inconsistencies, the smell of someone else's perfume, long meetings that dragged on until midnight, too much attention to the phone. He did not press charges. Instead, he carefully collected all the details. I connected email duplication to her mail, checked her bank statements, and discreetly installed a hidden camera in her house. 2 weeks later, he had enough evidence. Emily was dating a colleague whom James had only seen a couple of times. Videos, hotel bills, messages with explicit confessions, everything was in front of him. My first impulse was to scream, to demand an explanation. But he restrained himself. He wanted something more than just a fight. He wanted the betrayal to turn into the same humiliation for Emily that he had experienced. James began to act as if nothing had happened. He brought her flowers, offered to spend the weekend together, arranged romantic dinners. Emily relaxed, deciding that her secret was safe. She even became less cautious, sometimes openly smiling at her messages in front of her husband. James was secretly preparing his plan. He collected all the evidence in one folder: correspondence, photographs, camera recordings. Then he found the right moment: their wedding anniversary. Emily was expecting a gift, dinner, romance. And she got it, but not at all in the way she expected. In the evening, James hosted a dinner at the restaurant, inviting Emily's close friends and parents. Everyone thought it would be a festive evening. Over dessert, he asked for attention and turned on the presentation on the screen. The first shots were photos of their travels together, wedding photos, joyful moments. The guests smiled and raised their glasses. But after a few minutes, the slides were replaced by screenshots of her correspondence, bank statements, and photos from hotels. The silence that hung in the hall seemed deafening. Emily paled, dropping her glass. Her parents couldn't look up, and her friends looked at each other in shock. James calmly waited until everyone realized what he had seen and completed the presentation. The next day, he filed for divorce, leaving Emily without support and without the opportunity to justify herself. All the bridges were burned. After a few months, James was already living alone, but he felt not emptiness, but liberation. He regained control, destroying the illusion he had been living in for so many years. Emily was left with a damaged reputation, lost friends, and the same man she betrayed her husband for, but their bond quickly faded. For James, revenge was not an outburst of rage. It was a carefully constructed performance, cold and flawless. And every time he thought back on that evening, he felt not anger, but satisfaction that he had made her pay for what was most painful for her: shame and loneliness.